Imagine for a moment a soldier on the battlefield, fighting to overtake enemy territory, when suddenly his arm gets grazed by a bullet, and he starts bleeding terribly from his arm, and he's trying to figure out what he should be doing. If this soldier would sit down on the battlefield and start to take the bullet out, clean the wound, bandage the wound, he's putting himself at risk of being a sitting duck, of having the enemy see him sitting there on the floor and they can take him out in a moment. What that soldier needs to do when he gets injured is run as fast as he can off the battlefield, run to the medic's tent, run to a place where he knows the enemies will not attack him, and only once he's in a safe place can he then take the bullet out, clean the wound, and bandage the wound. When somebody falls in the area of Shmir Sinayim, when somebody looks where they shouldn't be looking, when somebody thinks something that they shouldn't be thinking, the Yetzer Hara immediately tries to get a person to do tshuva in that moment, to make a person feel terrible about what they've done, tell a person about how horrible what they've seen is and how much it's going to affect their neshama. But the Svarim explained to us that's not the strategy that one needs to use. In the moment, after you've fallen, after things have not gone well in this world of Kedusha, get off the battlefield. Don't worry about cleaning the wound. Don't start taking the bullet out. Just get off the battlefield. Only once you're in a safe space, only once you're in control, only once you're out of that place of taiva, can you then go ahead and look back and say, how can I rectify that which I did wrong? Don't get caught up in doing tshuva in the moment, because it's the Yetzer Hara that wants you to do tshuva, not the Yetzer Tov. The Yetzer Hara understands that when you start feeling bad and terrible about what you've done, when you're sitting on the battlefield and trying to clean the wounds and you're pouring salt onto the wounds, it's only going to cause you to get Avera Gereris Avera, to fall even deeper into that world of a pagam in the anayim. And therefore get off the battlefield, make sure that you're in a safe space, and only then go ahead and clean the wounds. When Eishes Potiphar was grabbing onto the clothing of Yosef HaTzadik, it says, "V'tisbeseu bebegadav." She grabbed his clothing. The Svarim explained to us that begadav comes from the word boiged, to rebel. The Eishes Potiphar, the Yetzer Hara inside of us, grabs us by the things that we've done wrong and says, "Shach ve'imi," tries to drag us down and says, "You're a terrible person. You have already messed up. You already have done things which are wrong. You might as well shach ve'imi. You might as well lay down on the ground." And Yosef HaTzadik knows the secret of a yazav begadav. He leaves his begadim behind. He leaves that which he's done wrong behind, gets off the battlefield, out of that place where Eishes Potiphar is trying to seduce him, and only once he's there can he then go ahead and rectify and fix up everything he's done wrong.